Sitting down at a poker table takes courage, especially in a tough lineup. The money's on the table. Come and get it. Deal. The game's not just about playing well and picking up a few hands. You can't let your mood rise and fall with your stack. Two cowboys. Big hands can look invincible, but you can never drop your guard, because the highs and lows of the game can crush souls. Uh-oh, trouble. Sometimes they have the one hand you don't want to see. So sick. You can make all the right decisions and still lose. Just another cold deck. Nice hand, sir. Wow, wow, wow. Wait a sec. Now you're counting his chips. Everything okay now? But don't count too high, because there's still one card to come, and it can be equally as cruel. That's sick. Ugh, so sick. Ship it. Some people just never lose. It's a hard way to make an easy living. That's poker, folks.
Hi, everyone. I'm Leanne Tweeden. Welcome to another episode of Poker After Dark. Doyle Brunson was supposed to be the star of this week, but he went out in 6th place. Now, 5 young pros have the chance to win this week's $50K shootout. Andrew Lichtenberger, Eric Baldwin, Melanie Weisner, Annette Oberstad, and Tom Dwan. Let's get the cards in the air.
We're missing our idol here on Idol Week. That title, of course, belonged to the legendary Doyle Brunson, who was eliminated last night in 6th place by your chip leader, Eric Baldwin, followed by Andrew Lucky Chewy Lichtenberger, Melanie Weisner in 3rd, Annette Oberstad in 4th, and Tom Dwan not far behind her in 5th.
I mean, obviously not really 12 other cards you can have given the way the hand played out, but you know what I mean.
Blinds at 4 and 800.
Frank has good aces, which is probably the most likely queen you would have.
1800. It's true. Also, just have something like Queen 8 or Queen 9 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, people do.
I just don't think. I don't think anyone who had flop queens full in that situation would show.
Annette starts the evening with ace queen suited.
18, yeah. 18. 18. There you go.
Fairly small raise to 1800. Just 200 over a min raise. Lucky Chewy makes the call with 9-7 suited and flops top pair to Annette's nut flush draw with 2 overcards. Chewy check calls 2400, bringing the pot to almost 9,000. No change on the turn. Andrew checks again. Annette doesn't fire the turn and bricks on the river. Andrew with the best hand. $5,600 for Annette Oberstad to call, and she's reaching for chips and is going to pay off.
What is that?
9-7.
Obviously thought Andrew check called with a draw on the flop and also bricked out. She gets the bad news, and Chewy narrows the gap between himself and Basebaldy.
Check raise flop that time, I shove you in.
Yeah, I consider that. Blinds are up.
Blinds have gone up to 6 and 1200 now.
You say 6 and 12?
Another ace for Annette. Not nearly as good this time around.
Raise it 2,500.
Virtually a min raise to 2,500 at the new blinds. Tom and Andrew both fold, as does Eric. And Annette will add 1,800 to her stack, courtesy of the blinds. Obrestad has been very resilient in this match. She was at one point down to less than 18,000 in chips. She was all in with ace-5 against Tom Dwan's ace-king. Spiked a 5 on the flop and hung on. And she hasn't looked back since then. Still looking to break into the top 3, though. Folded around to Eric Baldwin in the small blind.
Raise it to 3,600.
Who isn't going to give Melanie Weisner a walk. He triples her big blind to 3,600, and with King 10 offsuit, she's looking to defend. Pretty good flop for Eric.
About 4,600.
Melanie calls his bet of 4,600. And that's gotten Eric's attention as the turn gives him 9s and 7s. With over 16,000 in the pot, Baldwin fires 9,200. You gotta think Melanie's call on the flop was designed to give her a shot at the pot on the turn. Not necessarily thinking king high is best. And she's just going to smooth call Eric's bet here, not trying to bluff raise and not ready to fold. This pot is up to almost 35,000. Now Eric's trying to figure out what it is Melanie's calling him down with, and whether or not he can value bet this. He's just going to check it. Now Melanie might want to think about bluffing here because she'd hate to check behind and take a peek at ace high.
Check.
So 9-7.
Instead, Weisner does knuckle.
Well, we'll just second.
And Eric takes a very healthy pot. to put some more distance, but back in his days at University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, Eric was a team captain.
Analyzing a hand, and he was just like,
The Warhawks were the Division III national champions in 2005. And in January of last year, Eric donated $200,000 to his alma mater so that lights could be installed on the baseball field, allowing the school to host the regional portion of the 2010 NCAA Division III playoffs. Eric's up to bat with Queen-Jack suited. Chewy threw him a $2,700 curveball, and Baldwin has made the call. Obristad will take a peek at a flop with King-8. Three-way action. Middle pair for Chewy, but top two for Eric Baldwin. Eric bets 5,600.
I was lying when I told you I wasn't going to fold if you put the bills in the pot.
Chewy makes the call. He's in horrible shape right now, and he's drawing dead as of the turn. There's an I mean business bet from Eric Baldwin over 16,000 into a pot of roughly 20.
Well, can't get the bills if I don't have anything good. Interesting hand, though.
Chewy knows when to wave the white flag, and he gets away from Jack 6. We'll be back to Aria Resort and Casino with more five-handed action in a moment. Welcome back to our exclusive poker room at Aria. Eric Baldwin is slowly running away with things, up to 120,000 in chips. Blind steady at 6 and 1,200.
Now, before I look, if I stack you, does that mean I win that hundo, or?
No. Until you bust. Or win.
So sick, all right. I'll fold.
Annette attacking the blinds with her Jack 6 suited.
No, he can't shuffle.
But
Oh,
I mean,
you're the only one
Yeah.
at risk?
Yeah. Just take it. I'm not gonna stall this time. I know I'm not showing.
Told you she had one more in her.
Yeah, you're right.
But that was pre-flop. It's different.
So now you have two more
It's
pre-flop and
easier
one
to
more
shove
post-flop.
pre-flop. It's way easier to shove pre-flop than it is to shove post-flop when you know you have two as if called.
I bet she's shoving the next one. I'll probably forget, try to bluff her the next one and get shoved on, but for the record.
Raise to 2,500.
You seem like some sort of genius if it's right.
Or a big enough idiot to forget. One of the two.
Wisner taking a whirl with Jack 10 suited. And Baldwin lays down the ace-9. Only 1,300 more for him.
I just lose there every single year.
You gotta.
But it's nice
save
though.
some for a rainy day.
Well, but I've been like busy a lot there. And then last year when I actually went to a cool place, I had to come back early for tilt, so.
20 miles for Tom Dwan. He's got his own idea of what a standard raise should be at this point in this match. And it's not 2,500. He'll take a flop out of position against Lucky Chewy.
Check.
He checks the 5-high board with 2 diamonds on it.
Check.
No bite from Andrew. Not your favorite turn card. If you're Tom Dwan. Puts an overcard out there. Tom doesn't have a ton of information on Andrew's hand at this point.
Does that count?
No.
Bet 5,600.
Betting an easy fold, and Durr takes the pot. Round and round we go. 300,000 up for grabs. We'll return to Las Vegas when we return. Welcome back for more of NBC's Poker After Dark.
It's probably dangerously close, though.
No change to the blinds or the running order.
Yeah.
Sick nit.
Fold it around to the blinds. And it's the throne for Melanie. King, queen suited.
Raise to 3,600.
Alphabet soup for Annette. $2,400 to call. Melanie anxiously awaiting Annette's decision.
Re-raise. 8,200 total.
Mullen.
Call.
Raise all in and call.
In fairly short order, Melanie moves all in. She has Annette covered and gets called.
Called it. I think she folded ace jack suited the last few times.
I folded pairs the last 2 times.
Genius status reinstated.
Melanie outflops Annette. And now Obrestad is ace fishing to stay alive.
I'll give you a good luck shuffle.
Thanks. It helped.
If that's not good sportsmanship, I don't know what is.
Pay him for one more
If
before
that's not
the
good
river.
sportsmanship, I don't know
Do
what it
not
is.
shuffle those chips again.
You can only do it once. Wait, what do I get now to?
Annette picks up the nut flush draw and a lot more outs, but she cannot connect on the river.
Okay, how much do you have?
I think I have you covered.
I got like
I'm not sure.
30.
30,300.
Yeah, I have like 37, but we can count.
All right. Good luck.
See ya.
Give me that.
Later.
Gonna make us get up.
I guess
News right now.
What if I missed? Hey, wait a second.
You have to be real confident, though, that the blinds are in the wrong spot. And then how do they even prove it? They go to the cameras, or?
Well, I'm saying if it was a spot that it wasn't a bad play anyway, kind of thing. You could
Oh,
pull
yeah,
the target
yeah.
angles.
Wisner up to 67,000 in chips, good for third place after busting a net just before the break. She'll raise things up with ace-7 suited. Dwan, now officially the short stack, makes the call with 10-7. Both blinds fold, heads up. Dwan out flops Melanie for top pair.
Check.
No continuation bet from Wisner. Tom checks behind Melanie, and both players turn a gut shot straight draw.
Bet 3,700.
$3,700 chip bet from Melanie. Can't imagine Dwan's going anywhere here.
Call.
And he does make the call.
Check.
Melanie quickly checks.
$10,800.
Healthy bet from Dwan. Will Melanie make the call with ace high? The answer is no. And she'll send a portion of her stack over to Dwan, bringing their chip counts closer together.
I was just thinking about this. What would you do if you hadn't bet 10-8 and dealer says 10-8? Is it your obligation to say anything? Probably not, right? Because what if the other person views it one way or another and you don't know how it's going to work out?
There's very few people I wouldn't clarify in some way verse
Raise 2,800.
if it mattered. If I bet 10-7, I wouldn't say anything usually. But
Yeah. I mean, the difference is minimal enough in that case.
depends verse who.
Dwan puts some of those profits to work right away with Queen 8 offsuit, and Andrew smooth calls. He'll be heads up in position with ace-jack suited against Tom. Dwan hits the flop. Now has the best hand with a pair of queens.
$5,400.
One bet and one fold. Second straight pot over to... Two queens for Andrew Lichtenberger.
Raised to $2,700.
Two tens for Durr.
Re-raised.
How much is it?
7,900 total.
Dwan pushing back. Ball in Andrew's court. You can tell Chewy's contemplating coming over the top of Dwan here, but you'd hate to be wrong. So he'll settle on a smooth call of 5,200.
That's why you said that, I guess.
And take a flop in position.
Math never really was my strong suit.
And there's one of the two cards in the deck Andrew didn't want to see, an ace. A king, of course, being the other. Now he has to play the guessing game. If Durr bets the flop. It's not exactly Durr's favorite flop either, sitting on pocket tens after Andrew made the pre-flop call. But he does have control of the betting.
9,600.
A bet of 9,600. And Andrew isn't buying it. He's going to call. 5 hits the turn and puts 4 cards to a wheel out there. With Tom Dwan's range, a deuce is by no means beyond the realm of possibility. He checks it, however. This is a tough spot to bet if you're Andrew. Not sure you really need to put in any action with 2 queens here. And neither is he, as he checks behind. Ooh, and the king of hearts on the river. Another overcard to the 2 queens, as well as a 3rd heart on the board. Two queens have showdown value here and aren't likely to be called by a worse hand.
$14,500.
Tell that to Andrew, though, who bets $14,500. Durr pitches the tens. And Andrew takes the pot. Little bit of a battle ensuing there between Tom Dwan and Andrew Lichtenberger. More of that when we return. Welcome back to our exclusive poker room at Aria. Andrew picked up a few chips from Tom Dwan just before the break. Dwan still on the short stack.
Going on the side or something.
And Andrew's still quite a ways behind Eric Baldwin, who's got a lock on the chip lead.
You're an old man, though. You probably don't play a lot of games.
No, I don't like to gamble.
Raise to 2,800.
I almost didn't raise after you were complaining about how you turned into spectators so much now.
I tried.
But I really had to raise. I didn't want to.
Would have been a good time for her to open, too. Missed it.
I did miss it.
Nah, that's
Just like
that's
you would have got played with. Played back at.
Couple of threes for Dwan.
2,800.
More pre-flop raising. Might raise the suspicions of his opponents. Suited connector for Lichtenberger. He calls on the button. Melanie will take a flop with the crew, while the chip leader sits this one out. Wisner open-ended. Dwan's three is currently the best hand.
Check. Check.
Knuckled all the way around. Dwan picks up a wheel draw. He doesn't want to see a four, though. That would give Melanie the 8-high straight.
Check.
Checked around to Andrew a second time. And he can't resist the temptation of seemingly free money out there. Bets 4,500. Melanie pitches the straight draw. And Dwan looking suspicious. He's going to make the call with the best hand. Andrew's got 6 outs, and that's not one of them. Melanie would have made the nut straight. Instead, Dwan's wheel is the best hand. 18,000 out there, and Andrew is not going to give up on it. He bets 10,200. Dwan sliding stacks. And a couple of bundles.
Raise.
Yeah, I'd botch this.
Raised to 27,000.